morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Saucy and Friends. Hope you guys are doing well on this second to last day of October. I can't believe that October is finally trying to get out of here because October been here for a long time. And I know that other people might not share that opinion, but October's been a long month for me. Anyways, good morning. It is Saucy and Friends minus the sauce, but you have barbecue sauce here. I'm sweeter and thicker. Hey now. It's Tony and Triz holding it down this morning. Hot sauce is out there getting her wisdom teeth out. She's going to come back here a little dumber tomorrow because she's going to get all her wisdoms out. You see what I did there? Anyhow, I hope you guys are all doing well. Good morning, everybody. We see y'all are starting to come in. It is a rainy day in Boston. It's rainy and cold outside.
It is.
It's rainy and cold. But you know what? It's not that bad. Like, it's all right. We can deal with it. It's not freezing yet. To the point where, you know, like we're like in dire straits or whatever. How you doing today, Triz? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm doing all right.
You're doing good. You look nice.
I'm doing all right. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And how you feeling?
I'm doing good. I am doing so much better this week than I was last week. Last week was a horrible week for me. It was horrible. Yeah, I was down in the dumps. I was like, you know, what is life? Like, what I'm here for? What is going on? And I don't know. You know, something sparked and turned around. You see what I said? You see what I did there?
I see.
And I'm feeling a lot better. We've got a great show ahead for you today. We've got some news. You know, the news is newsing. I tried to keep it a little not so heavy, things that we can laugh about. Because, you know, these days it's important to keep laughter and comedy in your life. We've got to find the joy in the little things, because life is tough right now, and it's only going to get a little tougher. So, But we're going to do this.
That's right.
Anyhow, we've got a great show ahead for you. Like I said, Rockland Trust is going to come in, and they're going to talk to us about business fraud. And that's something that a lot of us need to know about, especially in the times that are coming, because people's not going to be getting their snaps. There's going to be a lot of shiesty shit happening. And civil unrest happening, so you got to be able to know what's going on so that you can keep yourself safe, keep your business safe, and keep on going through these tough times that we're about to be facing. But like we said, we've got a full show for you, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, so we got started a little bit late, but we're going to go ahead and get things started. This is Saucy and Friends.
And I'm on it.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. You're listening to Spark FM online.
What's that?
Little masterpiece, no limit right there.
Oh wow, we got some no limit news. It's not so good in the entertainment news, but we'll get to that later.
Boy.
You guys stay tuned for that. Anyways, today it is October 30th, 2025. It is 51 degrees and cloudy outside right now. It feels like 48. There is light rain is expected during the day, and the high will be 55. So not so cold today, but it definitely is, you know, a little wet. This is good snuggle weather. If you got somebody to snuggle with, good for you. Anyway, round the way news. A woman that was killed in Roxbury is remembered for her energy, her humor, and her caring nature. Now this, I don't know. Maybe I just don't remember this specific story, but I don't. A 61-year-old woman was shot and killed in Roxbury earlier this month, was remembered in her obituary for her energy, humor, and caring nature. Maria Malaya of Boston was shot in the area of 1855 Washington Street in Roxbury around 1:07 p.m. on October 13th. She was taken to Boston Medical Center where she was pronounced dead. Do you remember this?
No.
Me either. I don't remember that. Malia grew up in Lynn, attending and later graduating from Lynn Classical High School before receiving a nursing degree from North Shore Community College. She worked as a school nurse at Callahan Elementary School in Lynn and as a registered nurse at the Visiting Nurses Association, New England Home of the Deaf, and at Union Hospital. I really just don't remember this story. It says she cherished music, laughter, and time spent with her family, creating many joyful memories in her earlier years. The obituary reads, noting that Malaya also loved running and ran the Boston Marathon twice. A memorial service for her was held on Saturday at Salamine Funeral Home in Lynn. Her family urged donations in her name be made to Rosie's Place, a women's shelter, or to the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute, a nonprofit that works with families and communities impacted by murder. I really just don't remember that story, but that is awful. I'm gonna have to look into that. I probably will look into that some more. This was a big story across Massachusetts yesterday. Aide to the Democratic Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey busted after allegedly having 8 kilos of cocaine sent to the state office building. What the hell is that about? That is just wild. That is just wild. A staffer for Democratic Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey was hit with drug trafficking charges after authorities intercepted 8 kilograms of cocaine being delivered to a state office building. Lamar Cook, who has served as deputy director of Healey's Western Massachusetts office since 2023, was charged with trafficking over 200 grams of cocaine, unlawful possession of a firearm, and unlawful possession of ammunition related to the bus, Hampton County District Attorney Anthony Golini announced on Wednesday. Here's the story.
Stunning detail in these allegations. The district attorney's office says that they believe Lamar Cook had suspected cocaine shipped to his state office building here in Springfield. State investigators say they intercepted 8 kilograms of suspected cocaine on Saturday at 436 Street, the Springfield State Office building where Lamar Cook was employed. Investigators executed a search warrant of Cook's former office within the building on Monday. This was part of a larger investigation of multiple packages of suspected cocaine delivered to locations in Western Massachusetts. Cook is 45 years old. He's seen here on Springfield Community TV while he was running for a city council seat in 2022. He was named the governor's deputy director of Western Massachusetts in 2023. In that role, he served as a liaison to residents in the western part of the Commonwealth. He faces 4 charges now: cocaine trafficking, more than 200 grams, unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition, and the unlawful operation of a motor vehicle. He's been fired from his position with the Healey administration. A statement from her office this morning reads, quote, "The governor's office has been made aware of the arrest of an employee, Lamar Cook. The conduct that occurred here is unacceptable and represents a major breach of the public trust. Mr. Cook has been terminated from his position effective immediately. This criminal investigation is ongoing, and our administration will work with law enforcement to assist them in their work." Cook was arrested yesterday, and we are now awaiting his arraignment here at Springfield District Court. We're live in Springfield. Jennifer Egan, WCVB News Center 5.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Delivered to the state house. I was reading the story about it. They said that they were doing like a sting. So throughout the month of October, he had several deliveries made. Wow. And a lot of the deliveries were made to some hotel in
Amherst.
And then he had this one package that went to,
because the college has a hotel.
Yeah. And he was like running it or something. I don't know. He was involved with that hotel somehow. That is a damn mess. Like we got to do better. I just feel like in light of, what all the other controversies that are going on within the city or whatever like that, like when would you clean up your act and not do that anymore? You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, maybe I should stop doing this foolishness. But again, I guess you just get addicted to doing bad things.
Yeah, you get addicted to the money too.
And to the money. Because what I think that we calculated last night, and the street value of what he did.
We did the same.
what was the street value?
So a kilo of coke can start anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000.
Yes.
15 to 70,000.
For one, and he had 200. It was 200 kilos.
Yeah,
8 kilos. 8 kilos, but 200 grams,
200
I think it was, or something like that. Anyhow, Boston resident shares life-saving tip as a snap cuts loom. Keep $1 on your card to access the HIP program. And I think I alluded to this yesterday, but here is the actual video. Can you grab that? Gotcha. Everybody right now is scrambling. I think that Ruth Z, I saw on Ruth Z Instagram today, she was telling people how to, the things she has a whole slideshow of the resources that we can access during the time for SNAP people who have SNAP who have SNAP benefits, depend on SNAP benefits, or even people who are suffering from food insecurity. I think there's lots of tips that are going around and being shared, but one woman here is As food insecurity deepens and federal budget gridlock, one Boston woman's viral video is drawing attention to little-known ways struggling families can stretch their groceries. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
In a clip posted by MOM Media, Mind Over Matter 617 on Instagram, the woman urges Massachusetts residents who rely on SNAP to take one simple step before their benefits are reduced. Keep at least $1 on your EBT card.
I'm trying to open it on the Instagram.
Oh, okay. If you keep $1 on your, so I don't want to say what it is because she's going to say it right there. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
1 second, give me 1 minute.
We coming. This is good information for you guys. And again, it's Mind OVRMATR 617 on Instagram if you want to share this.
Okay. So the SNAP benefits are being cut, but if you keep $1 on your SNAP card going forward, you have access to HIP, which is Healthy Incentive Program, and depending on the family size, you can get $40, 1 to 2 people, 60, 3 to 5, or 80, 6 plus, and shop at a farmer's market or farm stand, and you can get fresh fruits and vegetables by farmers that are located in Massachusetts.
Beautiful.
Very good. Very good. So that's very good information to have. You can get that there. And again, you can head to that page to get that. The Healthy Incentives Program, funded by the state of Massachusetts, is designed to make healthy food more affordable for low-income residents by reimbursing SNAP recipients for purchases of fresh produce directly from participating local farmers. Every dollar spent on qualifying fruits and vegetables is matched instantly, effectively doubling the purchase power of families who need it most. Her message is timely and is gaining traction among residents anxious about SNAP cuts taking effect this fall, with the potential loss of hundreds of dollars in monthly grocery aid for some households. Many are looking for creative ways to keep food on the table. Local advocates have praised grassroots awareness efforts like this one, noting that HIP remains one of the most underutilized public benefit programs in the state. Many eligible families either don't know it exists or don't know how to activate it, a knowledge gap that viral posts like this help to fill. Massachusetts has long been seen as a leader in connecting local agriculture with public assistance. According to the Massachusetts Department of Transitional Assistance, more than 100 farmers markets and farm stands statewide participate in HIP, offering everything from apples and kale to eggs and honey. As the video continues to circulate, it's serving not just as a guide, but as a reminder of the power of community information sharing, especially in times of uncertainty, which is what we strive to do here at Spark FM. For those seeking to locate HIP participating vendors or check eligibility, officials recommend using mass.gov/HIP for detailed instructions. So we're going to be sharing as many tips as we can with everybody during this time because we're all going to go through this together. 2 arrested in Mattapan shooting. So, 2 men have been arrested in connection with the September shooting in Mattapan that left 1 person injured. Deshaun Grayson, 26 of Boston, was arrested at about 1:52 p.m. on Tuesday in the area of 354 East 8th Street by officers assigned to the Youth Violence Strike Force. Grayson was wanted on a warrant issued out of Dorchester District Court for carrying a firearm without a license, second offense, carrying a loaded firearm without a license, possession of ammunition without an FID card, possession of a large capacity feeding device, 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon causing serious bodily injury, and discharge a firearm within 500 feet of a building. Damn. He's expected to be arraigned in South Boston District Court. Tyrese Tennyson Young.
I know that Tennyson.
That Tennyson is a very familiar name. 26 of Dorchester was arrested around 10:15 on October 7th in the area of 1062 Washington Street, Dorchester, by officers assigned to the Youth Violence Task Force. Tennyson Young was wanted on a warrant issued out of Dorchester Court for carrying a firearm without a license, second offense, carrying a load, I think all the same charges. He was arraigned in Dorchester District Court. Officers assigned to District B3 responded to the area of 37 Temple Street on or at about 10:53 p.m. on September 22nd for a report of a person shot. The victim was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so that an arrest has been made. What else do we have here? Sorry. State House leaders said they won't use rainy day fund to keep the SNAP benefits flowing, and that should have been right after the other story. So we were talking about that yesterday. We said how, Massachusetts has this rainy day fund that they could use. They're saying that they're not going to use it. Top Massachusetts House Democrats made clear that they do not plan to turn to Massachusetts Rainy Day Fund to bail out federal food assistance benefits that are set to run out of cash this week because of the federal government shutdown. Massachusetts has roughly $8.6 billion reserve account. $8.6 billion reserve account elected officials can turn to in the times of crisis, the most money the emergency fund has ever had. But House Speaker Ron Mariano said Wednesday that using that money to backfill lost funding for federal programs could leave lawmakers picking winners and losers. Mariano said the rainy day fund would quickly run dry if it were used to support federal programs that are running out of money, which includes heating assistance and the supplement and SNAP. Replacing SNAP alone would cost roughly $240 million per month. Oh, per month. I thought it was $240 million overall.
Yeah.
It's the federal government who is choosing not to fund these things. This is the first time SNAP hasn't been funded in any of these government shutdowns, and that's a choice that the president has made, the Quincy Democrat told reporters. I learned yesterday that the Massachusetts state website has named the president and Republicans as the blame for the cut of SNAP benefits, and I think that that's going across. A few states have changed their website to say it is Republicans and the president that is causing the shutdown and the SNAP benefits to be lost. Federal funds could run out starting Saturday for the federal program that helps people all around the country buy food if Congress does not reach a deal by the weekend to end the government shutdown. And that is not happening this weekend. I highly doubt that is happening, so there will be no SNAP as of November 1st. Wu announces new Boston Energy Saver program to help residents and small businesses lower their costs, and that is very good news. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced on Wednesday the launch of the Boston Energy Saver program, a new city service helping Boston renters, homeowners, and small businesses upgrade their buildings and lower their energy bills. In a statement, Wu said, as winter approaches, energy costs to keep families warm become even more of a financial burden. I'm proud to launch the Boston Energy Saver program, a one-stop shop for residents, families, and small businesses to unlock resources to lower their costs with energy efficiency upgrades through our
Boston.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No.
Wants to help all our families save money on your energy bills. We're launching the Boston Energy Saver. It's our new program in partnership with Eversource and National Grid to lower bills for renters, homeowners, and small businesses. Just go to boston.gov/save for a free consultation, and we'll connect you with utility discounts, weatherization upgrades like insulation and ceiling, mass save supports, energy assessments, solar panels, and so much more. Everyone should be able to afford the energy they need to heat their home, cook dinner, take a warm shower, and take care of your family. A lot of energy-saving upgrades have historically been out of reach for low-income families, but the Boston Energy Saver program is for everyone. Go check it out. This winter...
Wow, very nice. Very nice. That's very nice. I don't know if this is the same thing that she just said here, but Massachusetts regulators slash Eversource's winter rate increase and saving customers millions. I think that's probably along the same thing along the lines. And then we have two little kind of WTF kind of story. Well, one WTF story, so we'll save that for the end. Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has been in the headlines a lot lately, and apparently it's because of his headline or hairline. Jaylen Brown makes an announcement after being caught with a fake hairline. Jaylen Brown is no longer running for the Bald Reaper. The Boston Celtics star Brown made an announcement to his social media pages on Tuesday. Brown revealed that he would finally be embracing the bald look and shaving his head live on Twitch.
Oh, man.
Indeed, Brown made good on his promise during the live stream, enlisting a barber to shave his head on the air. Brown also noted on Twitch that he blamed Boston-related stress for his early hair loss. And
Boston-related stress?
Boston-related stress.
Hold on.
Here we go.
We should be. That's a big head for that man to have bald. Oh, man. Brother.
And he's so young.
All right, here we go.
The civil rights afro for a minute.
I blame Boston.
Not the whole
The
thing.
liberation afro for a minute.
So Boston got
10 years of stress.
He did, right?
The Frederick joint.
Frederick.
10 years of stress. The media, the championship.
Tatum.
Y'all caused this.
This
Right,
y'all
where's the
fault.
natural remedies at? Everybody got the oils.
I blame Boston.
So, still only 29 years old, Brown accidentally let the cat out of the bag during a recent game against the New York Knicks. While attempting to create space to get his shot off, Brown inadvertently rubbed his head against the jersey of Knicks forward OG Anunoby. A noticeable black smudge then appeared on the white jersey, revealing that Brown had used a fake spray-on hairline product. You can see the video of that surreal moment right here. The former NBA Finals MVP Brown, who is averaging 26.0 points per game so far this season, doesn't have anything to be ashamed about, though, now that he has decided to go with the bald look. Plenty of prominent men have entered into a new era of style and self-confidence once they finally embrace the shaved head, including one of Brown's own teammates on the Celtics. The post. So anyhow, that's what that says. Do we see the?
I don't see what's the other one.
It says right there, blue.
Oh, right
yep,
here. Okay,
here.
okay.
So this is where he rubs his head on the
You don't
the
have
jersey
video,
of the
it's
other
just a
guy.
picture.
Here,
Oh,
right
here we go. Okay, let's go. Damn, what a time we live in. They got
29-year-olds.
they got what do you call it?
Hairspray. Hairspray for men.
Nah, when you have I can't even think of the name right now.
Me either. I don't know.
Let's
what
watch it.
Oh, you see? Did you see him
Play
do?
it back. Oh, damn. Oh, that's a bad hit.
Oh, so he did it on
evidence.
purpose.
That's what I was looking for. That's a.
He did it on purpose.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
Yeah, he did it on purpose. Anyhow, that's that. And then this is our WTF local news. First date gone wrong. A Massachusetts man robs a bank during a first date and forces the woman to be the getaway
What?
driver.
Talking about. What are you talking
What is
about?
happening? So according to police, Christopher Castillo, 33, had met the unnamed woman on a dating app and agreed to go out for their first in-person meeting. What started as a casual outing quickly spiraled into chaos. While riding as a passenger in her car, Castillo allegedly asked the woman to pull over near a Massachusetts bank. Moments later, he ran inside and within minutes sprinted back out carrying a gun. Ay, JJ. What is going on here? The whole carrying a gun. No, it went away.
In our car. Up.
All these things popped up.
Oh yeah.
So panicked. Can we take that down?
Passenger.
He was carrying put the X on this custom ink. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, scroll down. Down. So he came out panicked and confused. He came out carrying a gun and a bag of cash. Panicked and confused, the woman told officers.
What the hell?
Anyways, he robbed the bank, made her play getaway driver. She had no idea what was going on when Castillo jumped into the passenger seat, yelling at her to drive. Instead, she froze and tried to flee the scene, but police were already closing in. She was initially detained, but later cleared of any wrongdoing. After investigation confirmed she had no prior knowledge of the robbery. Castillo, however, was arrested and charged with armed robbery, eventually sentenced to prison. Can you imagine that? Talk about a horrible first date. We always hear about people giving horrible first date stories. That is the worst I have ever heard of. That's crazy.
That's rough.
We're right against the top of the hour. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Come back. We're going to be talking to these wonderful ladies from Rockland Trust who will be in here telling us about how to prevent business fraud and protect our businesses throughout the rest of the year, especially with the holiday season coming up. So this is Saucy and Friends in the Morning. Quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Grab a snack. Meet us right back. Saucy and Friends.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, Ruthie Louisiane here, president of the Boston City Council and at-large city councilor. It's round 2 of voting. Thank you to everybody who voted in September. Now we gotta do it again on November 4th, and I need everybody to come out and vote. If you care about affordable housing, if you care about our schools, if you care about safety and clean streets, vote for me, Ruthie Louisiane. For proven leadership, for a daughter of this city who grew up in Mattapan Park, who became a lawyer and is giving everything she's got to the people of her city. Make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday, November 4th. I'd be honored to have your vote. I'm Ruthie Louisiane, and I approve this message.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
At Rockland Trust Bank, we know that listening matters, not just to your financial goals, but taking the time to really get to know you. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college tuition, planning your finances for the next 30 days or the next 30 years, our experienced bankers will listen, not just to provide advice and resources, but to foster a relationship that truly matters. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with the way you are gonna see a million. We got it gon' go long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Good morning, and we are back. We have two great ladies here in the studio with us today from Rockland Trust Bank. We have Stacey Coyne and Lisa Morrissey, and they are the first vice president and vice president in the Treasury Department over at Rockland Trust. And they're here today to talk to us. As we know, this is one of our part of our Money Matters series, and we're surprising you today and doing it on a Thursday, because we want to keep you sharp and on your toes. So we're here with Rockland Trust, and they're going to talk to us about business fraud and scams and all of that, which is so important, especially with the holiday season coming up. Everybody needs to be careful, protect your business, and protect yourselves for what we're going to be going through soon. So good morning, ladies. How are you doing today? Good morning. It is good to have you in here. So good to meet you. Don't be nervous. This is just it's going to be like girlfriends in here gabbing about, stuff that we know about. You know how the girls do when we get together. And Triz is just going to sit there while we gab and gab and gab. So
I'm listening.
He'll intersect every now and then. This is for us. So here we go. What are some of the common fraud schemes or tactics that fraudsters use to scam businesses? Let's just get right into it.
Well, I'm going to say probably old school check fraud, right,
Check
Lisa?
fraud.
I mean,
Yep. Really?
It's crazy. What they're doing now is they're stealing checks. They're taking copies. They're, really, going old school, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the day, that's what we saw, right? A lot of check fraud, and we're still seeing it. It's still number one.
I'm surprised by that, though, because we don't usually see people using checks that much anymore. But in business, they use checks a lot,
Yes.
right? So we see those big checks that people have.
Yeah.
So what do
Yeah.
they? How do they do it? What is,
So a lot of people, we'll say to them, try to be careful what mailbox you're using and where you're putting a check in the mail. But the minute you bring the check even to the post office, you lose control of that check, right? Because you don't know who has it.
Right, yeah.
Everybody right now walks around with a cell phone. Everybody can take a picture of that check. They can open the envelope, take a picture of that check, and then create fraud. Anybody can go and buy check stock or recreate checks. I mean, there's so much technology today that they can copy those checks, and all of a sudden, the checks are everywhere. And they're also selling those checks on like websites and things like that. So we're seeing check fraud on rise, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of check fraud.
Yeah, we've read a few stories about, like even postal workers who have been caught, just this year. A lot of them just like stealing checks out of or doing whatever. And we're always like, well, what do they do with them? Like, how do they, how do they go about that? Can you share some stories that you guys know of? That,
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, good.
Unfortunately.
Story time.
It's always stories. So, no, but it's to Stacey's point. Like,
Yeah.
it's just with checks, again, as soon as however they leave you, whether you're dropping them off, whether you're putting them in a mailbox, whatever it is, you've lost control.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like we've had clients where the checks are intercepted and they'll take a check, they'll either wash it so that they can alter it. Maybe they just alter the payee, which is a really common.
Wash it.
Wash it means that they can like alter it, so they kind of wash it so they can remove what data is already on the check. Usually, like I said, the payee is a big one.
Right.
And then they'll go ahead and they'll impose their name and then try to submit it. And unfortunately, today with technology, a lot of times a human being isn't looking at that check because they can do mobile deposits, they can put ATM deposits and so on. So they try to just let it kind of slip through the cracks.
Wow.
And unfortunately, if you have something like that happen, a lot of times the business isn't going to know until whoever the intended payee is calling them up looking for their money a few weeks later.
Yeah.
And then when they go to look at the checks, they'll see that, oh my gosh, it was altered and counterfeited and negotiated. So so it's frustrating again, because I think check fraud, it's amazing, but it is still very prevalent.
And then aside from check fraud, like what other things are you seeing, or is that the major one?
No, the other thing we see a lot of, again, unfortunately, is change in instructions.
Okay.
So when you're going to be sending a payment, whether it's a wire typically or maybe an ACH, what happens is you're going to receive instructions from that payee. They're going to give their banking details so that they can go ahead and submit the payment. Well, what happens is that a lot of times, and we've had this happen to many people, is if you don't verbally confirm those payment instructions, a lot of times they're taking it via email.
Okay.
Well, what happens is that emails can be intercepted as well. So then all of a sudden a fraudster could be looking behind the scenes so that they can maybe interject themselves in some way, shape, or form when you're talking about payment instructions. And then they may say, well, wait a minute, can you do me a favor? We've changed banks, so we're going to have you send the payment here. So it happens a lot with attorneys.
Wow.
Because attorneys are wiring funds all the time. And if you think about it, a dollar amount of client funds that attorneys handle is typically much, many more zeros. So unfortunately, like I said, and if they don't realize that they've been duped into sending money to the wrong place, in most cases with a wire, something to that effect, it's immediate, so it's gone.
So when people are taking these checks and stealing them, trying to deposit them into like personal accounts, because I know when I do like a mobile deposit, it says like the max is $5,000 a day. So how are these people able to do that with these huge amounts? Are they actually going into the banks and trying to cash these business checks? Like, how does that happen?
Anything that they can do.
Wow.
Yep.
That is unbelievable. That's crazy. Is there a payment method for businesses that is more secure that could eliminate that? And is there any like blocks or anything that the technology, if you're doing a mobile deposit, would be able to notice that this is not, because I know it takes like 2 days too. So they it's like 2 days we have to wait to check the checkout or whatever. But is there any way, what's a more secure way to do this?
So if you're going to use checks, that's fine, right? You just want to make sure you have protections in place when you send that check out. And we have, most banks have a service called Positive Pay. And what that does is protects against check fraud, and it also protects against any incoming ACH debits, someone trying to debit your account, right? And how it works is basically you approve those checks or you pre-approve those checks. So basically you can upload a file with the payee name, the check amount, the date, and then the system will match it up for you. So it really helps protect those checks when they come in. So if you have a business and you're writing checks, definitely highly recommend going to your bank. All banks offer this service.
And it's called what?
It's called Positive Pay.
Positive Pay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it also protects against ACH debits, meaning anybody that has your routing number and your account number can go and pay a bill online, right? Because they're not verifying who it's coming from.
Right.
So it will protect against that as well. So basically it'll block ACH transactions and allow the business owner to approve those transactions as they come in and validate them.
Okay.
They can also create rules and things like that, but at least it helps protect anything coming out of your account. And these are for businesses, right? So this is really a tool for businesses, for check fraud.
For check
and ACH.
Check and
Yeah.
ACH fraud.
Yeah.
Now, I know I've seen a lot of businesses interact with each other financial-wise using like the Square app. Is that is that safe?
So Square is basically a merchant service provider,
Okay.
and what that does is it allows someone to use a credit card to make a payment or an ACH to make a payment. And yes, those are safe as long as, again, you know who you're doing business with. And that's one of the things that we talk about is always know who you're doing business with and who you're sending funds to, because that's important, right? And validate who you're sending funds to, because that's so important.
Right. Are there any preventative tools or controls that the bank recommends leveraging to prevent fraud before it happens?
So I think, so Stacey just talked about Positive Pay, which is definitely definitely an ideal solution. But also, it's just, bring it back to basics. Check your account. You can't just look at your account monthly, or even weekly. I mean, you should be checking your account daily. Just scrubbing through, verifying transactions. Because again, it's the challenge we have is if something happens, we have a very limited time frame, to try to see what we can do to help or to respond to. So I think it's really important that you're just looking at your account. You can set up certain alerts and notifications for different payments that are coming in, just to be sure that everything seems normal. Because a lot of times you're going to know your account, you're going to know the transactions, you're going to know what your balance should be, and so on. So, something should pop out to you. So I think that's a key piece of it. Always segregate duties, especially for business owners. And sometimes it's challenging because you might be a one-man shop or you could be 100 person unit. So, but there are ways to do it. There are certainly ways that we can establish something like dual control, which requires more than one person to initiate or approve a transaction before it actually gets sent out of the bank.
Like a two-step verification.
You got it. Yep. Just like, yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Just like you get, that type of verification to even log into your online banking. In most cases, we do that dual factor authentication so that we know that, you're the correct user that's logging in. So, very simple steps, but again, constantly reconciling your account. If you notice something's off, report it.
Yeah. And then
you know,
that's what businesses should do. What do you
Correct.
do if you suspect that you've been, frauded as a business?
You definitely want to notify your bank immediately, and of course it depends on the type of fraud.
Yeah.
I think, and that's sometimes what we struggle with is because again we don't know, if you've had any sort of compromise. Is it your email that was compromised? Is it your account that was compromised? Did you have a fraudulent item presented? So everything's a little bit different how we can respond to it, but I think the biggest thing is making sure you're, again, notifying your bank, notifying possibly your IT, because if it's something to do with your email, which everybody relies on email, but again, that's where typically we see the compromises occur. Because if someone sent something to you again and it was fraud and you've clicked on something, we don't know if at that point you're compromised. And then you try to log into your online banking and someone could be looking behind the scenes to maybe grab your credentials.
So and that kind of falls into the lines of like identity theft as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We see a lot of that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy. And then what are recovery options for businesses that after they have been frauded, if they've already, gone through those steps and then it happens? What are the recovery options?
Well, we recommend report as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
Because the quicker you can report to the bank, the quicker we can help with that recovery, right? Because we have to reach out to where the money went. And hope that the money's still there, right? Because that's the biggest problem, right? How quickly can you report it? Is the money still going to be there? So we always recommend that report it to the bank immediately, contact your police, contact the FBI. A lot of times we'll have you contact the FBI, especially if it's, electronic fraud. The FBI wants to be involved, the local police want to be involved, because you don't know where that fraud is coming from. Could be coming from down the street, it could be coming from, across the country, right? You don't know. So we want to get them involved. And then we also recommend that everybody check with their insurance and make sure you have the correct insurance, because if we can't get the money back, you want to make sure you're covered for that. And we really recommend you talk to your insurance agent about it, because every business should have insurance on.
So this is a business insurance that you would have outside of this. Now, when you hear commercials for banks and they say, member FDIC, isn't that what protects the money that you have in your account?
So FDIC insurance is for if the bank fails. It doesn't protect against fraud. So keep that in mind. Yes. So that's why you need to have these tools in place. And that's why you want to make sure that you're protecting your accounts and you're doing everything you can to make sure that your accounts are protected.
Wow. Yeah. Isn't that something? We read yesterday about a woman here in Massachusetts that defrauded a whole bunch of people. And she stole two people's identity, all of this thing, and then went ahead and defrauded these people out of $28,000 in a few months. And we're like, how do these people do these things? So we're always talking fraud here because it's in the news all the time. You ladies are here talking about it because it's definitely a problem. Are there any final tips that you guys or takeaways that you ladies, want to share with us about how to protect your business from being fraud and fraud?
I think it's one of the things that we find is so important is training. Training. You need to train your team. Because unfortunately, a lot of times we'll find that if you're in a financial position, whether you're maybe the CFO or the controller, they'll tend to know what to look for and what to be suspicious for. But your HR team may not. Or the people that are creating the billings or your sales officers may not be aware. And fraudsters know this, so they're going to target the weak, unfortunately. And unfortunately, and that's where, I'll give you an example. We see a lot of payroll fraud. So your HR typically will run your payroll. So if a employee changes their direct deposit information, so they'll get a notification that they assume is from the employee, letting them know, I've changed banks, here's the new account information. If there's no due diligence behind that to actually confirm with that employee, this is where we're seeing a huge issue. So unfortunately, they'll change the information without validating. And so the next thing you know, your poor employee is looking for their pay at the end of the week and finding out that, their information was changed without them knowing. So that's a big one that's come up a lot. And unfortunately, like I said, it's if you're not teaching the people in HR that, you need to be suspicious of everything, unfortunately.
Double check everything.
Absolutely, because people can appreciate that, and businesses appreciate that, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be that person that's saying, "Oh my gosh, I changed it and I didn't verify it." At the end, so it's.
Is it when you look at business fraud? Do you get a lot of foreign activity? Do you see that more so in foreign activity or not? I work. My full-time job is working. I'm a finance specialist, and deal with rather large amounts of money at times. And I don't deal with the money directly. Everybody just know that I don't deal with the money directly. So, but it's a lot of foreign fees that we get in, and then sometimes it's a conversion or whatever. And I know just from what we do here in the news that we read, people can take that and mess it up in the transaction, and then the fraudsters are in there in the conversion. So do you see a lot of foreign activity that is easier to?
I don't think we've seen a lot of it. A lot of the fraud that we see is again the check fraud. Someone trying to get you to change your payment instructions through email. And what's happening a lot lately, believe it or not, is someone calling you and telling you they're from the bank, and you have a transaction that you need to either verify or stop. And then what they're doing is they're asking the person to give them a code over the phone. Now, we will never, ever ask you to provide a code. Because remember, when you log into anything, you get that code on your phone, right? So what the fraudster is doing is trying to figure out if they can give me the code, I can log into their online banking because you just gave me the passcode to log in. So we tell our customers, if someone calls you and is asking you about a transaction or anything like that, hang up the phone and call someone that you know at the bank, right? Call your bank directly because they're spoofing our phone number. They're saying they're calling from Rockland Trust, and it's not just Rockland Trust. All banks, this is happening. We work with a lot of different businesses and a lot of different people that we know. The fraudsters are trying to convince customers to give them information, and then they log into their online banking and try to create transactions, right?
And I've seen that because I get emails all the time like, all you need to do is verify this and we'll deposit your $5,000. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
This is what I say. If you get an email or a call or anything and you're worried about your account, log in and look at it. You can see what's going on.
And I do,
right? Or call the bank directly and ask them to check your account.
And I've seen a lot of banks and things saying like, we will never ask for this or we will never ask for that. So, wow. Thank you both for coming in here today. You have definitely helped out a lot of things. I learned a lot in here today. Our comment section is going crazy. Somebody's asked. So if you have $3 million, keep all my money in one account. Oh, no, don't do that. FDIC only covers $250,000. I'm just getting through the things. If someone suggests that they only use checks, don't accept their business. Like a Discover card or American Express, many businesses don't have it because of their expensive fees. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, people were very active in the comment section. I was so enthralled in our conversation that I didn't even
great.
But thank you so much for coming in. I'm sure that you gave lots of tips. We have lots of business owners who tune in with us. And of course, if you guys need more information, you can find these lovely ladies at Rockland Trust. And how can they get in touch with you? If you don't mind sharing some information?
Yep. So they can. The best thing to do would be to probably email us. Is that the best way? So I'm Stacy, STACEY.Coyne.
Yes.
COYNE.
What a great name for a banker.
At RocklandTrust.com.
And it's Lisa, that's easy, LISA, and then .Morrissey, and it's MORRISSEY at RocklandTrust.com.
Thank you so much for coming in and sharing these great tips with us. We really appreciate having you guys come in, you ladies, excuse me,
That's
okay.
Yeah,
come in.
Absolutely.
And so thank you, and we really appreciate that. We're going to wrap up this segment. Got a few bills to pay, and we're going to take some quick pictures with these lovely ladies from Rockland Trust. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Saucy and Friends in the Morning, SparkFMOnline.com.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Your number one local radio. The Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the number one place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
Hey everybody, Ruthie Louis-Jean here, President of the Boston City Council and at-large City Councilor. It's round 2 of voting. Thank you to everybody who voted in September. Now we gotta do it again. On November 4th, and I need everybody to come out and vote. If you care about affordable housing, if you care about our schools, if you care about safety and clean streets, vote for me, Ruthie Louis-Jean. Vote for proven leadership. Vote for a daughter of this city who grew up in Mattapan and Hyde Park, who became a lawyer and is giving everything she's got to the people of her city. Make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday, November 4th. I'd be honored to have your vote. I'm Ruthie Louis-Jean, and I approve this message.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at SparkFMOnline.com for more information. Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with the way you are gonna see a million. We got the Congo long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Switch your phone lanes.
Yeah. Yeah, that sound. Yo, I'ma pop the cork in this bottle and get lifted when the clip hold 30 the pole hit different. I'm a guard shooting from the logo like Lillard. I'm a star trying to have all my bros in position. Reputation excellence, this big steppish. Fly street in a cephalus. When it come to the town, who gon' represent? When it come to the town, who gon' rep it like this? Near not. I remember when the pack land, we touched on a damn dollar until we clear product young flossy. But I'm still good with all the raw. This is Boston, no crabs in my barrel. Just cause I can't go heavy on the grand. I shoot your mans that'll cost me some bands. I'm a boss, I only talk when I can't suit fitted like Fashion Week. So I showed up late fashionably. Shorties dream me by your majesty and give me numbers. I'm only getting older, feeling younger. I hit 2 times the ass scratches. You can't lash your air backwards. I'm from a main street, we stop traffic. Every time she see Avis orgasms.
I'ma cut the seal on the pack and let the aroma breathe. LA wrist or runs 30 plus on the potency. Spent the OKC KD to get the rollie. 35 but it's worth 50 soon as I hold it. I appreciate, never depreciate. Don't make me deviate, alleviate. Pull a high sleep with the secret safe. I'm missing details in my verses to mislead the cops. You missing details in your verses, never seen a block. You never been in it for real, you just dream a lot. I seen a lot, if my eyes could talk they wouldn't speak a lot. I'ma just live by the code, I can't shake it. Loyalty for I got to pay what I never break it. Make a flip and move to Jamaica to stretch the paper. I'm never coming back, America full of haters. Wearing proud American cups in all flavors. And I'm retired not from doing favors.
I know I'm the greatest, sometimes you gotta prove it yourself. Like having shooters, sometimes you gotta do it yourself. Acting like you got it, homie, you just fooling yourself. Playing invincible, knowing that's not good for your health. You see the team, double up your bets on the chip. I pick them and roll, they love me like Kevin in his...
Good morning, everybody, and we're back. I hope you guys got some good tips from the lovely ladies of Rockland Trust Bank. They had some really great things to share with us. I learned a lot of things that I actually didn't know there. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get into the national news and the entertainment news. Real quick, who calling me? Anyhow, let's get into it. U.S. economy may lose up to $14 billion due to the government shutdown standoff, CBO warns. And what is the national debt is already
trillions of dollars.
Trillions of dollars. And now, so what's 14 billion more, right? Like, okay. The shutdown will have temporary negative impacts on the economy. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says. The U.S. economy could lose up to $14 billion due to the ongoing government shutdown, a new analysis said on Wednesday. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, or CBO, released new projections that show the shutdown is likely to have a temporary negative impact on the U.S. economy, though gross domestic product, GDP, adjusted to remove the effect of inflation is expected to take a modest permanent hit. It is day 29 of the government shutdown, with Democrats and Republicans appearing no closer to a deal on ending the standoff than when it began on October 1st. House Budget Committee Chairman Joey Ardington of Texas asked the CBO for an analysis earlier this month of how the shutdown will impact the U.S. economy. The office sent Arrington an initial response on October 17th, which said the government shutdown will have negative effects on the economy, although many of those effects will be temporary. The effects will increase with a longer shutdown, the analysis said. The most recent analysis took at least 3 scenarios: a 4-week shutdown ending October 29th, a 6-week shutdown ending November 12th, and an 8-week shutdown ending on November 26th. So $14 billion. What does that mean for us? Nothing, because I'm already broke. DHS warns of the unprecedented violence as death threats against ICE officers soars 8,000%. 8,000%. I'm laughing because that's an uncomfortable laugh, because that sounds crazy. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers are facing a surge in death threats and violent attacks as the carry out of the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. Statistics released by the Department of Homeland Security on Wednesday show that ICE officers are experiencing an 8,000% increase in death threats targeting ICE officers.
You think?
Yeah. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said the threats come as officers risk their lives every day to remove the worst of the worst. I don't know. I had to pause there because what the hell? From bounties placed on their heads for their murders, threats to their families, stalking and doxing online, our officers are experiencing an unprecedented level of violence, she said in part. McLaughlin also said sanctuary politicians have contributed to the surge through their repeated vilification and demonization tactics, including gross comparisons to the Nazi Gestapo. She said that this violence against law enforcement must end. Here we go.
Hold back, hold back.
Showing daily violent attacks against federal agents. Fighting with the people over a bicycle.
Yeah, man, that's only gonna happen. It's only gonna increase more.
Yeah, it is gonna only increase more. That is crazy. Bovine O can't control his gas. I don't know what that means. So anyhow, that's what's going on. How do you people feel about that? Tell us in the comments how you feel about that. Because I mean, what are we supposed to do? What's that? A cactus? Love Jones, Boston? I don't know where that is. What she put there. This is hard to do. 2 federal prosecutors have been placed on leave after describing the January 6th attack as a mob of rioters in a court document. So they placed them on leave for saying that. What is really happening in the world? 2 federal prosecutors in Washington, D.C. are placed on leave after describing the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol as stemming from a mob of rioters in a sentencing memo Tuesday, according to a person familiar with the matter. The 2 prosecutors, Carlos Valdivia and Samuel White, were notified of their suspension hours after they submitted a sentencing request for Taylor Tarantino, the person said. Trump pardoned Tarantino for charges related to his participation in January 6th, but the Washington man still faces gun charges stemming from his arrest in the summer of 2023 when he was detained nearby President Barack Obama's Washington, D.C. home. When describing Tarantino's history, prosecutors wrote that on January 6, 2021, thousands of people comprising a mob of rioters attacked the U.S. Capitol while a joint session of Congress met to certify the results of the 2020 presidential election. The original sentencing memo, dated Tuesday, was removed from the court docket Wednesday afternoon. A new sentencing memo was posted by different prosecutors later Wednesday that removed all references to January 6th or the Trump social media post that Tarantino posted, which included an alleged address for President Barack Obama, where Tarantino was arrested the next day. In the original memo, Valdivia and White wrote that Tarantino was accused of participating in the riot in Washington, D.C. by entering the U.S. Capitol building. And after the riot, Tarantino returned to his home in the state of Washington, where he promoted conspiracy theories about the events of January 6th. They asked the judge to sentence him to 27 months behind bars. That same punishment is still being requested by prosecutors in the new memo. So what did they suspend them for? Let's listen to the story here.
All right, here goes the clip.
Performed it, and he was not alone, obviously. It was recorded on video, an angry mob, thousands of people smashing their way in, many after violently clashing with police, beating some very badly. We all watched it, several of whom later died shortly thereafter, including 2 by suicide. We saw and we heard it all unfold as it happened, a lot of it live, and we're showing it to you right now. Now, here's how those 2 prosecutors, who were put on leave today, described it in their sentencing memo just yesterday, and I quote, "On January 6, 2021, thousands of people comprising a mob of rioters attacked the U.S. Capitol while a joint session of Congress met to certify the results of the 2020 presidential election. Toronto was accused of participating in the riot in Washington, D.C. by entering the U.S. Capitol building. After the riot, Toronto refused to return to his home in the state of Washington, where he promoted conspiracy theories about the events of January 6, 2021, end quote. So they filed that yesterday to make the case that he deserved a substantial sentence and were suspended today, according to a person familiar with the matter. Now, that memo, by the way, was missing from the court docket this afternoon, and has since been refiled by other prosecutors, minus any description of January 6th. And though the Justice Department...
That's crazy. That's crazy. So they got, for saying that it was a riot or they were mobsters, they suspended these 2 federal prosecutors? What is going on? I don't understand.
Donald Trump wants to retaliate against anybody that just is anti-Trump, period.
Yeah, the White House correspondent for ABC News wrote a book the other day, and he was on The View the other day, and he was saying how Donald Trump, on the day that, like, when he was in court before he was elected president, he just, was kind of observing everybody who had anything bad to say about him, and he knew that he was either going to jail or he was going to the White House. And the day that he ended up in the White House, he was like, everybody who thought that they were going to send me to jail, I'm going to get. And that is exactly what he's doing. Mm-hmm. It's wild work. Sean Grayson has been found guilty of murder in the death of Sonia Macy. This is the police officer who killed Sonia Macy in her home, saying that he felt threatened by her boiling water. So Sean Grayson, a former Illinois sheriff's deputy, was on trial in the 2024 killing of Macy, a black mother of 2 who had called 911 about a possible prowler. He was convicted on Wednesday of second-degree murder in the 2024 death of Sonia Macy. Grayson was charged with first-degree murder, but jury instructions included the option to convict him of the lesser charge of second-degree murder. The jurors deliberated for almost 12 hours after closing arguments ended late Tuesday morning. Grayson's family cried and held hands as the verdict was read. Outside the courthouse, protesters celebrated the guilty verdict and chanted, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," which is what she said to him. Attorneys Ben Crump. Okay, go ahead.
Years in prison, but Massey's family and other supporters had been hoping for a conviction on first-degree murder.
I'm fueled by rage right now. If you get an officer that says he's going to shoot you in the face, and then he shoots you in the face, and you only get second-degree murder.
Grayson stoic as the verdict was read. The jury ultimately finding Grayson shot Massey in her kitchen last year and that his claim of needing to use deadly force was unreasonable. This after Grayson testified he perceived Massey's behavior as a threat. The Springfield mother of 2 had called 911 about a possible prowler picking up a pot of boiling water and saying... Prosecutors arguing Grayson could have left Massey's home after she ducked behind her counter and apologized. Tonight, Massey's father angry, but hopeful Grayson will receive the maximum sentence.
Because he showed no remorse. He was so cocky throughout this whole trial.
You felt like he was cocky?
Oh, yeah. Until today. Until
he was convicted.
Yeah. That knocked the smirk off.
And Maggie, we heard it right there. The Massey family furious. They didn't get that first-degree murder conviction. And this was a result of a late move by the defense. Explain.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. Right before closing arguments, the defense introducing that option of second-degree murder, perhaps to spare Grayson the possible life sentence that could have come with a first-degree murder conviction. Tonight, Grayson's attorney's not commenting. He's set to be sentenced in January. Tom.
We thank you for watching.
Thank God.
Yeah, but still, if he gets second degree, like, what's the longest that he will be in there? He needs to be in there for a long time.
I agree.
We'll see, but like they said, they hope that he is sentenced to the maximum sentence. So, and I hope so too. Hurricane Melissa live updates: at least 30 people are dead as the storm heads to Bermuda now. Parts of the Caribbean were slowly surveying the extensive damage caused by the Hurricane Melissa on Thursday after the storm brought destruction to the region and left dozens of people dead. Melissa tore through the Caribbean as one of the most powerful storms in history and made landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday as a deadly Category 5 hurricane. By Thursday morning, the storm had weakened as it passed through the Bahamas and makes its way towards Bermuda. The National Hurricane Center warned that catastrophic flash flooding and landslides would continue in portions of the region. The hardest hit areas include Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, where damaging winds and severe flooding destroyed homes and tore down utility poles. Local authorities have begun rescue and recovery operations, but efforts were hampered by widespread power outages, communication failures, and blocked roads. The death toll was also growing across the region. More than 30 deaths attributed to the storm in Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, as authorities continue to assess the number of casualties. The devastation caused by Melissa drew an outpouring of support from across the world, with some countries pledging support in the form of cash, food, and the rescue teams. On Wednesday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the United States sent rescue and response teams to areas impacted by the hurricane. Though Melissa did not directly hit Haiti, the Caribbean's most populous nation, the storm battered the island with days of rain. On Wednesdays, authorities reported at least 25 deaths, largely due to the floods in Petite Guave, a coastal town about 40 miles west of the capital, where a river burst its banks. Jean Bertrand Sabrim, the mayor of Petite Guave, said told the Associated Press that dozens of homes collapsed in the deluge. People were still trapped under the rubble in the area, overwhelming local authorities. So we're showing of what is going on in the Caribbean, what has been going on. What's also been widespread across social media too is some footage of some people who were on vacation in Jamaica and staying at a hotel, and the hotel now, during its recovery efforts, had been doing the best that they can to service these people, give them food and accommodations or whatever. And the people were there complaining about the fact that they were getting bagged lunches or bagged food. This is what you're serving us, the people who are paying to stay in your hotel.
Was that real?
Yeah, it's real. It was real. It was people who were like complaining about that. And it was just like the most crazy thing that I've ever seen. The hotels are doing the best they can. These are people who actually have to live there as opposed to people who are on vacation there. I did hear that some of the hotels are still charging people. They've reduced the prices because of whatever, but they are still charging people, and they have to. Like, they have to recover from a storm that just hit where they live. So I don't understand, but that is those things have been circulating a lot. Tourists complaining about hotel staff and so on.
Let's listen to some of this.
Yeah.
And to everybody complaining about the resort workers in Jamaica not being very friendly right now, during a hurricane, stage 5, those people deserve to go home to their families. Those people deserve to seek refuge.
Well, that's just one person.
Yeah. There was, but she's right. I agree with what she said. So it's a little crazy. We will be informing you of whatever efforts we know of to help with what has happened in the Caribbean, because it's a few places now. I got to get in touch with my girl in Bermuda too, see how they're doing there. A woman says that she was I'm gonna wait on that one. Jewelry stolen in an NYC heist by thieves dressed in construction gear. Yeah. A group of at least 3 men dressed as construction workers broke into a New York home and stole jewelry worth $3.2 million in a safe, the NYPD has announced. The burglary happened at 2:20 p.m. on October 16, 3 days before thieves used similar tactics to steal the French crown jewels from Paris Louvre Museum in another daytime heist. The men forcibly opened the back door of a home near 160th Street and 84th Street in 84th Drive in the Jamaica Hills neighborhood of Queens. The NYPD said in a statement from its Crime Stopper account on X. Go ahead. Let's see.
And hard hats are everywhere. The vests are designed to make the wearer stand out, but robbers use them to do the exact opposite, blend in. And police fear that following the Louvre Museum robbery, copycat criminals will use the tactic more and more. Like the gang in Paris, these guys go unnoticed as they approach the home of a wealthy New York City jeweler. As they break in, an accomplice backs their getaway car into the driveway. Minutes later, the robbers climb into the back seat with $3.2 million in jewelry and gold in their backpacks.
They're hiding in plain sight. That's really what they're doing. Is no one's going to challenge you if you're wearing a vest because you think they're there for a purpose.
And this is the terrifying moment armed robbers wearing neon vests ransacked a jewelry store in Manhattan as a sales clerk cowers in the corner. And these two guys attract no attention as they stroll into a hotel in Tampa. 60 seconds later, they stroll out with an ATM. The tactic is also being used in home invasions. We sent Inside Edition safety expert Steve Carty into suburban homes posing as a utility worker.
I'm with the Water Commission. I'm with the Water Commission.
He could have been a robber, but homeowner after homeowner let him in.
I think I know what I'm gonna be for Halloween. Did I say that? I didn't say that.
I just don't even know. I don't even know what to say. And more crazy news, a woman says that she was struck by a duck while riding a roller coaster at SeaWorld. Struck by a duck. A woman in Florida is suing SeaWorld after she says a duck knocked her unconscious while she was riding a roller coaster at the company's theme park in Orlando. Hillary Martin, a resident of Orange County, Florida, claims a duck flew into the path of SeaWorld's Mako roller coaster while she was on the ride on March 24th, according to the lawsuit filed on Monday. The duck struck Martin in the face, causing loss of consciousness and personal injury, the lawsuit says. The lawsuit argues that SeaWorld failed to maintain the premises in a reasonably safe condition by negligently failing to correct a dangerous situation that the park either knew or should have known about. You think that SeaWorld could control the duck? Martin's attorney also said that the lawsuit that SeaWorld did not warn Martin about this potential risk before going on the ride. The coaster's high speed, its location over a body of water within the known territory of waterfowls in the area, and the ride's design, which could disorient waterfowls, therefore increasing the risk of collision, created a zone of danger for bird strikes, the lawsuit claims. The safety of our guests and employees is a top priority, and we take these situations seriously. We will not be commenting beyond that at this, as this is a pending litigation, SeaWorld said in a statement.
Here goes a lady here. What would you do?
Like, are you serious? That's.
I guess you could sue anybody for anything now, right?
Yeah, if you want to, I guess so. I don't know. Here it is.
He was independent, a good son, and a good friend. No. The words of a heartbroken mother today.
Oh, that's not it.
That's not it. I don't know. Since the bird strike, the lawsuit says Martin, who was visiting the park as a business invitee, has suffered numerous permanent injuries, including pain and suffering of both a physical and mental nature, and the loss of ability to lead and enjoy a normal life.
Stop it.
She's seeking more than $50,000 in damages. That's what happened there.
I'm just imagining this coaster and then just...
That's not it.
There
you go.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm just imagining this coaster and then just... This is quite the lawsuit. A guest who visited SeaWorld is suing the park for $50,000 after riding a roller coaster and getting hit by a duck. So this lady by the name of Hillary Martin rode Mako at SeaWorld, and I guess at some point in the ride there was a bird strike. This was on March 24th of this year. Keep in mind this incident was not listed in the quarterly injury report.
What you think happened at the moment of impact? What did duck say?
Quack. Aflac. Man, okay. 3 monkeys are on the loose following a Mississippi truck crash. Tulane denies ownership. I saw this the other day. 3 rhesus monkeys remain on the loose in eastern Mississippi on Wednesday, October 29th, after escaping from a truck that crashed while transporting them from Tulane University to New Orleans, a day earlier. Contrary to initial reports, the monkeys were not exposed to any infectious diseases. I think the thing said they had AIDS, COVID, herpes, and something else.
The person that was driving the truck driver came out and said that, made them shoot 5 ducks. I mean, 5 monkeys.
The Jasper County Sheriff's Department shared on Facebook that 1 monkey had escaped after the crash, but later updated the post after officials from Tulane were able to get inside the truck and get a correct count. Out of the 21 monkeys that were in the overturned vehicle, 13 have been recaptured, 5 are dead, and 3 are still missing, according to WBLT. WBLT. I can't eat a BLT right now. The October 29th statement from Tulane confirmed that the monkeys being transported were not owned by the university and that a team of animal care experts had been sent to the crash site. The non-human primates were not being transported by Tulane, not owned by Tulane, and not in Tulane's custody, the statement said. And
So what was it?
I don't know. Shortly after the crash on October 28th, the sheriff's officials alerted the public on social media that the monkeys were believed to carry hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID, based on the comments made by the driver of the truck transporting the monkeys. But Tulane University denied any contagion, stating that the monkeys were not infectious. In a statement issued on October 29th, the university clarified that the primates in question were not carrying any diseases and had recently undergone checkups confirming they were pathogen-free. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. And then dictionary.com names 6'7" as the 2025 word of the year. And here's what it really means. Now, this is funny because, you know, the boys are in school and 6'7" is something that they use a lot. And my dad turned 67 last week. So the boys are like, Papa's 6'7", whatever this means or whatever. So let's go ahead and to the clip.
A number. Actually, it's two numbers. You ready? 6'7" won the title, much to the chagrin of parents and teachers. While its definition is unclear, that's kind of part of the appeal. The term is, quote, meaningless with, quote, all the hallmarks of brain rot.
Yeah.
Loosely, it means so-so or maybe this, maybe that. It's an interjection. It's sometimes used as something that is often shouted out with that hand gesture you just saw me doing. It originated in a song by the rapper Skrilla. Other terms that made the shortlist: orofarming, kiss cam, and broligarchy. Broligarchy. Like what we have here.
Oh, wow.
Broligarchy. Chief
Wow.
Bro. 6'7".
Such an idiot.
Yeah. I hate it. We've been talking about this for a little while. 6'7" has been banned from schools and all kind of stuff. Yeah, you want to know what time I woke up this morning? 6'7", around 6'7". Anyhow, 6'7" in some capacity has been milling around the internet for about 10 months now, and yeah, that's where it came from. Doot. That is the national news. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, run through the entertainment news. We don't got too much of that, and then we will be out. Saucy and Friends in the Morning. Be right back.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Your number one local radio. The Spark of New England. Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
At Rockland Trust Bank, we know that listening matters, not just to your financial goals, but taking the time to really get to know you. Whether you're building a family or a business, investing in a new home or a college tuition, planning your finances for the next 30 days or the next 30 years, our experienced bankers will listen, not just to provide advice and resources, but to foster a relationship that truly matters. Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Member FDIC.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
Some of them don't like me. Some of them just fight me. All of them could rock so.
Spark FM.
One girl every day. One girl every day. Say me name and me magically appear.
Spark FM.
Everybody better get her cause she out here looking fun. Better pop it because I'm out here popping mine. Don like this Don Julio gon' do the trick every time.
Spark FM.
So can you come pick up your clothes? I have them folded.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
All right, let's take a look.
We are back. And let's get into this entertainment news right here. Let's see what we got. Whew. Rapper Young Bleed. This is so unfortunate. Rapper Young Bleed is fighting for his life in the ICU days after the Cash Money No Limit verses. Was he on there?
I'm not sure.
Me either. Well, he must have been on there because he must have been on there. Master P has confirmed that Young Bleed is still battling in the hospital and pleaded with his millions of followers to pray for the rapper. But Baton Rouge rapper Young Bleed is currently in an ICU in serious condition just days after having the world shout, "How you do that there?" during his grand appearance at Complex Con. So he was there. Bogus media reports pronounced the 47-year-old rapper dead on Tuesday, but Young Bleed's sister Tidra sent out the defiant message on behalf of his family, stating that he was still alive and in the ICU. Bleed's mom says she was inundated with calls and social media posts from people morning after the fake news spread online, so she and the rest of Bleed's family demanded everyone stop reaching out to her and posting RIP messages. On Saturday, Bleed was full of energy when he performed his signature hit, "How You Do That There," for Complex Con, but we're told he's since suffered a major medical emergency. He is as of just now this morning.
Yeah,
he is still.
We started the show with that this morning. That's the song I played when we started the show.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
How you do that there? Oh man, that's too bad.
I hope he pulls through. That sounds awful. Best show of all time with a nearly perfect Rotten Tomatoes score, dubbed a masterpiece. What do you think the best show of all time? If you had to pick the best show of all time, what would you say?
Oh, that's hard because I watch some old school shows too.
Yeah, well, this is an old
anywhere
school one.
Between I Love Lucy and Martin, and Seinfeld.
And Seinfeld, guess what it is, y'all? I don't know if y'all could guess. It is. I'm going to tell you right now what it is.
Seinfeld.
No, it is The Wire.
The Wire.
The Wire, the 5-scene crime drama, has been hailed as the greatest television show ever created by devoted fans, despite remaining largely undiscovered by mainstream audiences. Did you watch The Wire?
I guess I was thinking sitcoms.
Yeah, no. Did you watch The Wire?
I did not.
Oh, I didn't watch The Wire for a long time, and I think I watched it during COVID, and I was like, this is a pretty good show. I don't know if it's the best show of all times, though. The Wire, which boasts an impressive 9.3 out of 10 star rating on IMDb and an outstanding 95% score on Rotten Tomatoes, is a gripping drama centered on the Baltimore drug scene as seen through the eyes of drug dealers and law enforcement. The acclaimed American drama, which was crafted by David Simon, a seasoned author and former police reporter for HBO's cable network, and secured the top spot on ranking of the most underrated television shows. So The Wire. I think it's really good. I thought it was really good. Of course, Idris Elba was in it, and that made it amazing. But
what would one of your top shows be?
Game of Thrones, hands down.
Game of Thrones. What
Yeah.
about y'all in the comment section or the listeners calling in? Like y'all want to? I don't know if the phone's working right. But yeah, what do y'all think? If you're tuned in
Oh,
via
Schneider says
Facebook,
Breaking Bad.
YouTube, Twitch. What do y'all think in the comment section?
Schneider says Breaking Bad. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I watched some of it.
I watched some. I watched Breaking Bad. It was pretty good.
All the shows I like never stay on TV.
What did you like?
I don't know. I like odd, weird shows. You know, like I don't know. I like a lot of scary shows and stuff. I don't know.
I think that like if we had to go with like a greatest show of all time, I think Law and Order SVU is amazing. I stopped watching it a long time ago because I just couldn't keep up. But I think that Law and Order SVU is just really, really such a
Oh, but
really,
all
really
the
good show.
Law and Orders for me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
BMF has been canceled at Stars after 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
good.
we saw this coming because
Did we?
50 said he wasn't gonna work with that kid. BMF's what's his name?
Meech.
Meech.
Meech seems to be having a bad time right now. You know, he broke up with Summer Walker. She said something about him, and now some other girl is talking about him too. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I don't get into that. What is now? Its final season premiered in June and concluded with its 10th episode, Dreams Deferred, on August 15th. While the but up a lot of the drama for the Flannery brothers. The cliff with Big Meech getting arrested by Detective Von Bryant. However, the series is based on the real-life Black Mafia family with founders Demetrius Big Meech T. Flannery, played by Da Vinci, at the center of the story, and their lives can be researched for further details on how their stories continued. Big Meech is played by his real-life son in BMF, so it has been canceled. And it's coming back for the 4th season? Or
no?
What is now its final season? Oh, it's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Oh,
It's
it's
done.
done. Oh,
Yeah.
it's done.
He ain't messing with that family no more.
Oh.
50 Cent.
Jay-Z claims no rapper can face him in a versus, breaks the internet as fans name Kanye, Lil Wayne, Nas, and Eminem as challengers. What do you think about that?
None of them.
None of them. None of them. None of them.
I mean, if anybody wanted to see, we would want to see Jay-Z on stage with Nas, but
Jay-Z's legendary confidence has returned to dominate timelines, not from a new album, but from an old quote that refuses to die. In December of 2021, during a Twitter Spaces conversation with Alicia Keys, the Brooklyn mogul declared that no rapper could stand toe-to-toe with him in a versus battle. The pandemic-born Song for Song showcase series created by Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. No one can stand on that stage with me, Jay-Z said flatly. It's not a chance in hell that anyone can stand on that stage with me. Nearly 4 years later, that line is everywhere again. A recent My Mixtapes post featured a recent photo of Jay-Z taken at a New York book club event, has amassed over 9 million views and thousands of replies, with fans nominating challengers and reigniting one of hip-hop's most divisive discussions. Is anyone really on Jay-Z's level? The resurfacing comes amid a new wave of versus nostalgia. The format was made quite the comeback this year. First, the Cash Money versus No Limit versus took place this past weekend. Now fans are hopeful that other legendary crews will face off. That's why Jay-Z's 2021 declaration, once just boastful banter, now feels like unfinished business. The post has not only revived a familiar conversation, however, it has also split fans into camps. First, there's those that believe Jay-Z's unmatched catalog justifies his arrogance, and second, there's those who argue newer or more sonically adventurous artists have surpassed him. Jay talking like he ain't get ethered, one fan wrote, referencing Nas's 2001 diss track Ether, which many still see as a rare L for Jay-Z. Others defended his assuredness. That's billionaire confidence. No one's done what he's done musically or culturally. What do you think, Triz?
I agree.
You agree with who? Him? Or
what? Who?
With Jay-Z? That Jay-Z?
Oh, I agree. Nobody can
else?
stand on stage. I mean, Nas can, but honestly, no.
Fans say that these people could win, and here's why. Kanye for innovation and cultural dominance and production genius. They say songs like Runaway, Gold Digger, Flashing Lights, and In Paris. They say Lil Wayne for mixtape era dominance, volume of hits, versatility, lyrical mastery, and beef history. For songs like A Milli, Lollipop, Mr. Carter featuring Jay-Z, 6 foot, 7 foot, ETH, and 6 foot, 7 foot. Nas, they say, for Ether Still Burns, lyrical mastery and beef history. ETH for songs like Ether, One Mic, New York State of Mind, and The World of Yours is Yours. Eminem for technical lyricism and global sales advantage. Lose Yourself, Stan, Renegade with Jay-Z and The Way I Am. And Drake. They said Drake. Drake. For streaming era titan, pop and rap crossover appeal. Songs like God's Plan, One Dance, Started from the Bottom, and Nonstop.
I wouldn't even put Drake inside that category.
No, me either.
Yeah. But,
me either.
sure.
I'm not even a hip hopper, and I wouldn't put Drake in there. The NFL announces that they will have a Super Bowl concert, and I think this is from all the backlash for Bad Bunny at Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl concert will feature Sting. I think Sting is on tour right now because I see that he's coming to Foxwoods soon. I think he's coming to Foxwoods on my birthday. I might go see him too now. Sting is taking over the Super Bowl weekend. The Every Breath You Take singer 74 will headline the Super Bowl 60 Studio 60 concert on February 6th, 2 days before the big game kicks off at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California with Bad Bunny. On Tuesday, on location, the NFL's hospitality provider announced the Super Bowl branded concert would be taking place at the Palace of Francisco, promising a weekend of unforgettable music entertainment at one of San Francisco's most iconic venues, with an opportunity to see artists up close and personal. Tickets start at $750 for Sting's show.
They're whack for that. They could have left Bad Bunny by himself. That would have been lit. But Sting's my guy, though.
I like Sting.
Every day.
I like that. And Fetty Wap's latest prison photo fuels demands for his release. Oh, Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap is scary to look at. Fetty Wap has been behind bars for over 3 years now, but fortunately, it doesn't look like he's letting his prison stay get him down. Recently, a new photo of the Trap Queen performer surfaced online, as shared by Double XL. It shows him looking unfazed as he poses alongside a few of his fellow inmates. The photo arrives as supporters continue to call for his freedom. Earlier this year, his loved ones even announced a petition for his release, also blessing fans with his track Forever. Hey, look good. Fetty Wap looked good in the prison. His freedom was taken, but not his voice, the message began. A raw, emotional track straight from Fetty Wap's heart. This isn't just music, it's his truth, his story, and his fight. The petition to help Fetty fight for a pardon and his freedom is now live. Let's bring our brother home. Fetty Wap pleaded guilty to a federal drug charge, conspiracy to distribute cocaine, back in 2023. He was later sentenced to 6 years behind bars, in addition to 5 years of post-release supervision. Prosecutors alleged that he was part of an organization responsible for distributing roughly 100 kilograms of substances across Long Island and New Jersey. And that is that. Fetty Wap shares the photo, and he looked good in the photo. I don't understand what they calling for his release for. I thought that they were saying that he looked horrible, but it looked pretty good to me. He all right.
Yeah,
He's fine. He's fine. He's doing all right. And that is all that I have. Do you want me to read that?
Which one?
What you just pulled up.
Oh, no, I'm just reading some stuff.
Oh, okay. So that is that. That is us. That is Saucy and Friends this morning.
Yeah, man.
And Jay-Z should perform without Diddy.
With Diddy.
With Diddy. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That's an interesting thought that you had there. Vibes Cartel against Jay-Z. Schneider, go take a nap. Go and take a nap. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us today. Big send up healing prayers for Saucy. I'm about to go call her now, see if she's still under drug influence and if she will talk crazy to me. And I'll record it and play it for you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay dry and, do the thing. All right. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Your #1 local radio. The Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves.